Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we are continuing to make decks led by the legends from the Final Fantasy set. I want to finish up this series before the end of the year so that come January I can focus on lore when eclipsed. Leading today's Budget Bracket 2 deck is Rikku, Resourceful Guardian. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Rikku, Resourceful Guardian is a 3-mana 2/3 legendary human artificer. Whenever we put one or more counters on a creature, until the end of turn, that creature can't be blocked by creatures our opponents control. She also has an activated ability. We may pay 1 mana and tap her. If we do, we move a counter from target creature an opponent controls onto target creature we control. But we may only do this as a sorcery. So, we care about counters, but not just +1/+1 counters. If only there was another kind of counter that could help close out the game. Anyway, Rikku is one of the playable characters from Final Fantasy X, and is the daughter of Cid. She's a perky, happy character in an otherwise dark and dreary world. At the start of the game, Rikku is opposed to the pilgrimage. In fact, she kidnaps Yuna to prevent it from happening. Eventually, she does join the pilgrimage and winds up fighting with Yuna and Titus instead of against them. Now, Final Fantasy X has a sphere grid system that allows you to customize your characters, but all of them have a starting point. And Rikku's starting point is over in the Thief section. Thieves are a staple of Final Fantasy games dating all the way back to Final Fantasy I, and they are a staple in all role-playing games. Remember, D&D was heavily influenced by The Lord of the Rings and, by extension, The Hobbit. What job was Bilbo hired for by Gandalf and the Company of Dwarves? That's right, burglar. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. One of my favorite products Ultimate Guard has is their Xenoskin Omnihive. Years ago, when my family and I would go play Standard together, we would bring all of our decks inside of Xenoskin Omnihives. We could fit everyone's deck, spare tokens and dice, and everyone's playmats into 2 of these massive boxes. Well, the new ones are here, and instead of 5 60-card decks or 4 commander decks, these can fit 8 commander decks or 10 60-card decks. This thing is massive, and I can't wait to finish filling it up with my decks. Find it if your local game store carries Ultimate Guard products, or click the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Karn's Bastion, Mystic Sanctuary, Scavenger Grounds, Rogue's Passage, War Room, and 30 islands. Pretty straightforward and simple. For mana ramp, we've got Sapphire Medallion, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Sky Diamond, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Thought Vessel, Decanter of Endless Water, Worn Power Stone, Thrawn Dynamo, Gilded Lotus, Wayfarer's Bauble, Solemn Simulacrum, and As Foretold. I figure As Foretold would be gross with Proliferate. Yes, I know there's mana rocks that do the same thing, but I don't think we need them. Our card advantage package consists of Blitzball Stadium, Combat Tutorial, Tezzeret's Gambit, Contentious Plan, Prof's Eidetic Memory, Experimental Augury, 20-Toed Toad, Oaka Traveling Merchant, Benthic Biomancer, Wizard Class, Coastal Piracy, Reconnaissance Mission, Windfall, Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, Jace Arcane Strategist, and Prologue to Phyresis. Lots of ways to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Lulu Stern Guardian, Counterspell, Negate, Rapid Hybridization, Boomerang, Capsize, Commit Memory, Imprisoned in the Moon, Lost in the Maze, Ripples of Potential, An Offer You Can't Refuse, and Pongify. Some spot removal, some targeted bounce, and some counter magic. Par for the course for blue. Our board wipes consist of Aetherize, Curse of the Swine, and Washout. Gotta love bouncing all of our opponent's creatures after they spent all that mana nervously casting them, sweating about the 2 open islands that we had. I said you could cast your creatures, not that you could keep them. The core of our deck consists of Chasm Skulker, Enderol Narsil Reforged, Nadir Kraken, Dreamtide Whale, Crystalline Giant, Ominous Seas, Blighted Agent, Chained Throatseeker, Grafted Exoskeleton, Corrupted Conscience, Ichor Clawmere, Necropede, Phyrexian Juggernaut, and Viral Drake. Lots of poison effects to go with our Proliferate effects. Speaking of which, supporting our plan, we've also got Inexorable Tide, Flux Channeler, Thrumming Bird, Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, and Radstorm. Lots of ways to either grow our creatures or tick up the poison counters till they're lethal. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 49 mana sources split between 35 lands and 14 pieces of ramp. A little light, but we're a monocolored deck, so it's fine. 16 pieces of card advantage. 12 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Commit Memory and Scavenger Grounds. 1 sudden I win card in Radstorm. All we need is for each opponent to have a poison counter and then wait for a turn when a bunch of spells have been cast. We're not a Storm deck, but we've got a bunch of instants and sorceries. That's the lovely part about Storm. We don't need to be the ones who cast the spells. If one opponent casts a mana rock and then a big creature spell, someone else destroys it, someone else casts a tutor, and we counter that tutor, that's a Storm count of 5. Which, if we've proliferated just a couple of times before, should be enough to close out the game. Do you have a Rikku Resourceful Guardian Commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgie, Conga, Robert Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard Sint, Boomy, Osra, Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Sleech, Mr. Salty, and Daniel. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.